Hello Internet, it's me the Booth Monkey, and welcome to another episode of Church of Cinema. You should have gotten your ticket at this year's barbecue. If you didn't get it from me this year, then you're still welcome. Church of Cinema is open to all. We don't have any signs at the door segregating each other from who can come and who can go.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, man. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Today's episode is a Spike Lee joint from the 2000s called Bamboozled.
The network does not want to see Negroes on television unless they are buffoons.
Have you ever thought about just quitting?
I have a contract. The only way I get out of that is if I get fired. And that is what I intend to do.
Putting white actors in blackface.
We're using black actors with blacker faces.
Break it down for them.
Okay, the Mantan Manifesto. Catchy, ain't it?
So is syphilis.
Probably never heard of it because it was one of those movies that was a little ahead of its time. Let's just say it was woke before woke was a thing.
My previous work has been all surface, superficial.
It's a thing of the past.
Yes, I've never really dug deep into my pain as a Negro.
Hey, look, those things, they're hard to look at sometimes.
The purpose of Church of Cinema has always been to try to promote the movies that many people may have missed, specifically because I, as a father, have had children who weren't alive when I was younger, and I, as a projectionist, have had a very unique view on the movies that come out, usually seeing the movies that other people missed.
Oh my God. This here's my best friend, Sleep and Eat.
And this here's my best friend, Man Tan.
And we're two real coons.
The 25th anniversary is coming around the corner, and I want to talk about it because it's a movie that you all should see if you haven't seen. So go watch it and come back if you haven't. If you have watched it and you're here, hit the like button and subscribe. I am very bad at being... Because honestly, I'm not an influencer. I don't have any desire to be an influencer. I'm not a confidence person. I'm not even here to sell you anything. I just think the movie is awesome and I want to talk about why. So let's go into that.
I'm working on this piece because I was sitting there going, I realized that when I was looking at it, that niggas is a beautiful thing, you know? And
Write that down.
It is a satirical or ironical... Is ironical a word? A satirical look at the hidden racism within television and its historical roots, no, not those roots, and its persistence in modern media.
Yes. And as Mark Twain so fully understood, satire is the way if we are ever to live side by side in peace and harmony.
Right.
So, my show that I'm pitching is about promoting racial healing.
Healing is great. I like this. Give me more. Go on.
The satire, I mean, as Mark Twain showed, you know, satire is a good way to look at things in a satirical light, and this film looks at popular culture, the images of African Americans, how they've been used to sell products, stereotypes from the last 100 years.
Timmy! Yo! My name be Timmy Hillnigger. I was born and raised up in Strong Island, so you know I know all about my peeps.
What does media exist, especially in the past, other than to dehumanize certain cultures and provide a narrative to the history we were all taught?
As usual, I did my research.
Many of us who learned in our continuing education that the history we were taught was a lot of lies.
I say, let's take this form, this very American tradition of entertainment into the 21st century, the new millennium.
Okay, no. What's the name of the show? We need something that we could sell.
Mantan, the new millennium minstrel show time.
Tell me the story.
The story is simple. Pierre Delacroix, played by Damon Wayans.
I'm one of those people responsible for what you view on your idiot box.
So I like how the story is set up. The story is really introduces you to the two main characters and very cleverly misleads you into thinking who's the lead in the movie. Because while Damon Wayans may be the star of the movie and be one of the more well-known actors in the movie, he is also not necessarily the main star, because I think this movie really is about Jada Smith. Jada Pinkett. Jada, whatever she is then.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth!
Especially with what Jada Pinkett Smith does with her characters, is so much of it is done through her reactions, through her ability to emote, to react to the situation that's going on in a very real but also professional and productive way. Because she realizes and tries to help people understand the power of the idiot box and what you can do to help wake people up and help them understand. They really set up the two characters. One is him, we'll refer to him as Pipi, Pierre Delacroix. His goal is to produce shows, make ratings, get the numbers, and as he puts it, feed the idiot box. He doesn't respect the power of media, and he's especially jaded by the executives in televised media because they're racist. Wow, you're just gonna call it like that, huh, Kat? Yeah, what she said. They're very racist.
This is a total, complete attack on our American way of life.
And then Delacroix, you actually get to meet his parents. You see his father performing as a comedian, and he has a lot of interesting things to say.
How did you end up here?
I got too much pride, too much dignity, integrity. I can't do that Hollywood stuff, man. I can't say that stuff they want me to say.
It's got to be something more than that. I mean, reality. I mean, maybe you weren't funny enough.
You must be crazy, man. Didn't you hear that audience tonight? They were with me.
We're shown the story through our lead character, Pipi Delacroix, and he's doing his bit to try to show the racism, but then in doing so becomes clouded and blessed by success that he doesn't want to give it up. Only for it to completely backfire in his face when it gets too popular. It's real interesting seeing the parallels of what could be called the modern day minstrel, which the show becomes, with the two characters they find outside of the TV station, who are literally dancing to eat. We don't dance, we don't eat.
Well, what's the name? Sleep and eat. Sleep and motherfucking eat. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Man 10, sleep and eat. 2 real coons.
Real, keeping it real, baby.
I know that this is out there.
Really, I think what strikes at the core of the movie when the story really gets going is Dela's battle with trying to feed the idiot box. It starts off with the wrong perspective. It's not an idiot box. While it is a box that idiots stare at, it's also capable of education and so much more. And I don't think he realizes that the way Sloane does. Sloane tries so hard to get through to him that it's possible to use your position in media to create something better and change media. But instead, he sells his soul in a way to maintain a certain luxury, a certain connection to that world. What I want to highlight are also 2 of the main supporting cast. Beyond our big 4, which help tell the story, there is Dimwitty.
Hello, my name is Thomas Dunwoody. I'm the Senior VP of the Entertainment Division here at CNS.
God, I wish I could get the footage of Whitey, because it's probably one of the funniest moments in the movie. There's not a lot of laughs. Not a lot of laughs in Bamboozled, but there also are. You'll find your moments where you'll catch yourself laughing when you realize that the absurdity and sort of the realness and the funniness of the moments that Spike puts to film.
This was amazing. One small ad in Backstage had Negroes lined up around the block. Were people really this desperate to get work? Apparently so.
I be smacking them hoes. I be smacking my hoes. Everyone knows it goes.
but when they are funny, it has its moments. And I really want to focus on two of the supporting characters. One was Dimwitty, the TV producer, who is some would call black obsessed, almost to a fetishistic point of view. He represents just a general view of the dumb white executive, but at the same time, those people do exist.
Now, I've mapped out some strategies that are going to help bolster our position.
Which is?
Lighten up, man, right? This is about fun, right? Nice, wholesome fun.
And then Sloane's brother, played by Mos Def, actually has great moments where, once again, I mean, Mos Def, just one of the most talented artists of our generation. Way to go on this movie, perfectly mixing the character of what I guess Spike would have considered to be the Wu-Tang generation rap artist, but also when he's talking to his sister, you can hear truth in what he's saying about generational trauma and what it does to people and culture.
Motherfucker, you in cyberspace, man.
This is gonna really boost your ratings.
Beat the math. Mau be about land and freedom, reparation and apologies for Africa to America odysseys, guerrilla type tactics on them socialistic fallacies.
Spike was unbelievable at intermixing the very obvious satirical joke videos.
If you want to keep it really real, never get out of the ghetto, stay broke, and continue to add to my multi-billion-dollar corporation, keep buying all my gear.
But they all seem to come from a real place within what is perceived to be a culture based on what is shown in the media, and how that media also feeds back into the culture.
Black is black on the fucking Black album.
And it really splits with the two characters. It shows how you have Delacroix and you have Jada Smith's character, Sloane, trying to gain the soul of Mantan, of Man Ray, of our lead character, our reluctant hero, who is literally just doing this because he's got to eat. He's become an entertainer because dancing is what he's good at, and he's in the Big Apple trying to make it just like the rest of us. And
Inflated welfare rolls while good wholesome Americans bring less and less of their paycheck home every 2 weeks. And that's a long time too. I'm tired. You're tired. We're all tired.
I mean, it's not funny, but the band is called the Alabama Porch Monkeys. Every part of this movie is dripping with uncomfortable racism, but in a way that it should be said. If you haven't heard these conversations, if you didn't know the secret hand that is secretly guiding the television.
Cause niggas is a beautiful thing. Niggas is a beautiful thing. Hit me. Niggas is a beautiful thing. Niggas is a beautiful thing. Then artists be getting in with that.
I'm digging that. I am so digging that. Niggers is a beautiful
thing. I gotta hear.
Do you think there's a whole piece of that where Sloane is researching and you can see Sloane creating the history and trying to say, hey, maybe we could historically look back at what these minstrel shows were? I think it's important that during the movie, she narrates and they show 3 different times our 2 main actors of the story putting on blackface makeup.
We should blacken up like they did back in the day. Keep the ritual the same. So pour some alcohol on the corks and then light it. Let them burn to a crisp, and when burnt out, mash them to a powder. Add water. Mix to a thick paste. And voila.
You know, Spike says he couldn't do it without the tears, and you see it in the movie. Like, I couldn't watch the scene without realizing how much that must have hurt, recognizing the generational trauma involved in trying to recreate for cinema a historical representation of a misrepresented media.
You have your blackface. But please put cocoa butter on your face and hands to protect your skin.
At 40 minutes,
You've been had.
You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled.
At an hour and 11 minutes in, there is a meeting that, I mean, is probably one of the most uncomfortable, funny, and real things. As you can see, it's getting out of hand.
We gainfully employ African Americans in front of and behind the camera. You got to cover yourselves, people. Very important. I'm talking, I need a black grip, a black gaffer, a black PA. Have them there. Number 2, let the audience decide.
Delacroix is losing control of his creation.
3, who put these critics in charge anyway, right?
Right.
These so-called cultural police. 4, who determines what is black?
Yeah, what is black?
Yes. Okay, Sleep and Eat and Mantan are lazy and unemployed, but we are certainly not saying anything about the entire African-American community.
At what point is Delacroix supposed to say, enough is enough?
No disrespect, but this is some bullshit.
Well, I've done my research.
These are Negroes we are talking about, not some lab mice in a cage. We are not one monolithic group of people. We do not all think, look, and act alike.
And honestly, what is this? Is this free speech? Is this what we're supposed to do with the limits of free speech?
Yes, yes. Continue, oh great niggerologist. Enlighten us.
I'm sorry, Myrna.
The biggest thing in public relations is, of course, to always smile.
Show them pearly whites.
You see a jaded television producer trying to point out the racism in his system, decides to put on the most racist show ever, and it's a hit. I mean, everybody loves it, and it makes racism okay again. We see through the process there are fun and exciting moments, but we recognize, as hopefully as the audience, because I see through what Sloan sees through, is that all of this success is false. It's wrong. But instead of it being covered up in the mass media's way of doing things, it's shown to you, right to your face.
The Dusty Duo, Mantan and his sepia sidekick, Sleep and
Is it satire or is it irony when an hour and 25 minutes, every character in the movie is in blackface? No matter their race or creed, they're all the same. But they're all celebrating this awful stereotype. And none of them are learning the history unless they watch the rest of this movie.
You a dead motherfucker, yo.
What did I do, man?
Clown motherfucker when I know what he did, yo.
I see, that's your goddamn problem. You know exactly what the fuck you did.
Negro, you will be executed.
For what? For singing and dancing?
Sell
Come
out.
on. I'm just huffing, man. Just huffing, man.
It gets a lot darker before the end, and after the smoke clears from all the gunshots, and after everything is laid out in front of us, Spike provides a very short but poignant documentary.
My very life oozed out of me. All I could think of was something the great Negro James Baldwin had written. People pay for what they do, and still more for what they have allowed themselves to become. And they pay for it very simply by the lives they lead.
Now, what do you say to those people who say, look, if you want to send a message, go to Western Union?
Well, I don't know who
Just
said...
entertain us, Spike.
Well, everybody has their own calling, you know, and I'm an artist, and I feel it is my right to tell. I think all good directors are storytellers, and these are stories I want to tell.
I think the moral of the story really comes down to this. If you have a smart, strong, beautiful, hardworking, driven, creative, integrity-filled, wonderful woman or man or someone in your life who's giving you advice on the right path to take because they want to take that path with you, listen to him, motherfucker. Thanks for watching.
Cousins, I want you all to go to your windows. We talking about revolution. Go to your windows and yell out, I am not gonna take it anymore!
Sounds so good, I gotta do it again. Oh, hey!